Blues music originated in the African American communities in the deep south of America around about the end of the 19th century. It often tells stories of hardship or sorrow, and for this reason usually takes a minor tonality. So when we're playing a blues groove, it's a really good idea to think about trying to lay back on the groove, trying to really sit back on it, stay at the back of the beat. We don't want to push, we don't want to rush things. It's a laid back, kind of lazy feel we're going for. And to help this, we can also think about the sounds we're creating. Okay, maybe sometimes you want to use a tight hi-hat, but actually if we open it up a bit, we get a slightly longer sound, or using the ride cymbal we get a longer sound, and that can really help the feel. In this particular example, it's worth noting before we even begin to play the slow tempo. Okay, we've got crotchet equals 60 BPM. That's 60 beats per minute, so each crotchet is a second long. It's also worth noting the instruction swung quavers. Okay, this means that instead of playing quavers straight like this, we need to swing them. We need to give them a triplety feel. For example, playing the first and third of every triplet. So we go from to. Blues music is about communication of mood and character. So overcomplicating things is really, it's unnecessary and it's distracting. So let's have a look at a kind of a groove that we can use in this style. Let's take a simple rock beat. And we're going to swing the quavers. Okay, we're going to give it that triplety feel to make it fit this style. Because we're playing in a swung feel, we want to really try and utilise either swung quavers or triplets in our fill-ins. Now the other thing to think about is where do we put our fill-ins? Well, in this case we have an 8-bar form. It's just an 8-bar repeated sequence. So fill-ins, really, you might do a small fill-in at the end of bar 4, but really the big fill-ins are going to be in bar 8, because they kind of say, this is the end of this, we're going back to the start, and I'm giving it a lift into that repeat. Okay, so here's an example of a triplety fill we might use. We're looking to create some variation in our groove and in our improvisation, and we can do this several ways. We can use different cymbal sounds, hi-hats closed, hi-hats half open, ride cymbal, maybe even hi-hats open if it's a particularly heavy groove. We can use different snare drum sounds, such as the open snare drum or the cross stick. We can add some variations in the bass drums. Personally, I would stick to keeping the bass drums very crotchet and quaver based. Remember, they're swung quavers, but we can add little bass drums in every now and then on different quavers that maybe haven't been played at other points. And then of course we have our fill-ins. Used in the right place, they're going to sound great. So maybe a little one at the end of bar 4, or save it for a big one, bar 8, to give the whole improvisation a bit of punctuation and a lift into the next section or the next repeat.